What's up, y'all? It's Alan, your hero.
And Butterfly Spirit 314.
Okay, so we're going to talk about spiritual people trying to make spirituality Christian friendly, which is a bad idea because people turn to spirituality coming out of Christianity because it has been working for them. Or they was probably going to commit some suicide while being in it, or depressed them so bad and they got put so low they thought about killing themselves or whoever their oppressors were. So therefore they left because they tried all the stuff that they said, which I have tried myself. I've tried it myself. Tried the different things that they said, and it didn't work. Okay, so basically, if you want to hear about that stuff, just go to my other videos. But I might explain some of it here. Anyways, when people come to spirituality, they're coming to feel free, free of the religion, free of the bondage. See, it's not bondage of sin; it's bondage of religion. It's bondage of Christianity. That makes you feel bondage. It ain't the sin. It's the bondage of that. Your leap of faith is you leap of faith to getting out of it. That's your leap of faith.
Yeah.
Okay. And so when it comes to spirituality, when people are seeing Bible quotes and people are seeing these things, it's like, fuck, I can't escape. That's how they feel. They're like, I can't escape from this Bible stuff. I'm trying out. I want out. They want out. It's like they're imprisoned within their own body. It's like they're imprisoned within their own personality, within themselves, within their existence, and they want out. So they turn to spirituality because it just sounds so freeing. The different videos on YouTube of it, the different books of it, man, it sounds so free. And some of the stuff makes sense because they have deja vu, and sometimes they have dreams of the future, and sometimes they see synchronicities a little bit, and as they feel like the universe speaks to them, when they're out camping or horseback riding, and different things talks to them, and they think, oh, it really vibes with me. These are the things. Their paranormal experiences, their kundalini awakenings or spiritual awakenings. They see auras, or they've popped out of their body before, or they became conscious in their dreams before, as far as astral projection and lucid dreaming goes. And they start the type of things they can't talk to a church because it's Satan, it's the devil, you going to hell, and that's all they got. Okay, or they going through a whole bunch of abuse, and they try to tell the truth, and they say the truth will set you free. So they go try to tell their mom or their dad about the truth, and they punch them or they hurt them instead, and then it doesn't work. Or they say they go get baptized, and you'll have Jesus and God's anointing spirit upon you, and no demon won't even be able to get 10 feet. They want to be able to get 100 feet next to you, and then you go get baptized, and you go home, and next thing you know, you getting something invisible force jumps in your body and you feel like you weigh more. I mean, these are the type of things I'm explaining, because it happened to me, and you do those things. So as you can see here, if you actually try, they say, oh, you got to pray to Jesus. If you're in trouble, just pray to Jesus and he'll pull you out, he'll pull you through, answer your prayer. When I did it, my sister was being raped and things like that, and her rape got worse and worse, and the sound she was making got weirder and worse, and she came out with bruises, the whole nine. Okay, and Jesus is omnipresent. God is omnipresent. That's what the church tells you. And so they sat there, watched you pray, didn't answer your prayer. But in the Bible, they're always answering people's prayers. Okay? But didn't answer yours in your greatest time of need to help somebody else. You're not even praying for yourself. You're praying for the help of somebody else. You're not even praying for money. You're not even praying for the things like that. You're praying to save somebody's life. But you're reading in the Bible that God's killing all these people. And so, damn, he can do that, and he can fucking send cherubims and seraphims to talk to people and empower people and to help people and to destroy a whole fucking city. But he can't send anything or come down himself to stop your fucking sister from being raped or to help you out when you're going through it for years. Okay, y'all, if for people who go through that, y'all know what I'm talking about. See, this is what I mean. Don't mix spirituality with Christian stuff, with the doctrine. Okay, you can mix spirituality with the Bible because it deals with vibrations and frequencies and the woman's womb and the atom and atoms and things like that. That makes sense. Okay, those things make sense, but not with the doctrine that everybody's grown up with before they could even learn to read. Okay, go ahead.
So I do see it in different places where spiritual people try to make it Christian friendly. So for example, in the spirituality groups or whatever, so in those groups, there are people who are really, I feel, should not be there, which are Christians. And I can pretty much pick out the Christians because the Christians will be the ones who use Bible quotes, you know, and there's I guess the thing is that they feel like, oh well, there's a group of people and all these people in here, they probably feel like, oh my gosh, all these people are lost, and I can bring all these people, into my church if I say these quotes and stuff. But what people don't realize is those Bible quotes are hurtful, and a lot of people don't even know what they're referring to when they're talking about this stuff or whatever. I mean, it's nobody wants to hear Bible verses because it instantly takes them back to church, and some people have had negative experiences. Some people have gone through stuff in church where church people have bad mouthed them or whatever, or some people have been molested by people in the church or something like that. And to me, it doesn't make sense. I think a lot of people are trying to use the Bible verses because they're thinking that they're doing something good.
And that's one of the most wrongest thing to do, is to think you're doing something good like that. Because what if a person just came out of Christianity because they just lost their child, to cancer or to some type of disease, and they just lost their kid, and so they left, and now they get coming to spirituality because their kid died next to them, and they're the expansion of that child's consciousness expanded their consciousness and more awareness, and now they realize, oh shit, like things is different, okay?
Yeah.
And then while in the midst of that, they kept saying, I need you right now, Jesus. I need you right now, God. And they was the person who tithed every time, the right amount every time. And somebody asked for a prayer request. They remembered every single name that those prayer requests said and everything. And they did their due diligence all the way through, and stuff didn't go right for them. Okay? So now they have to question it. Okay, because they know they was doing right everything they was supposed to be doing. They wasn't looking at no porn. They didn't have sex with nobody when they wasn't married. They stayed, all that, and they was married, all that.
Yeah.
And for their prayers to never get answered, especially in such a crisis time of need like that, they leave. So when that person is told, and when they find their spiritual community or conscious community, when they see somebody say something like this, imagine a person would get punched in the mouth if they see this. Well, with Christianity, well, maybe it wasn't your time for your prayer to be answered. Excuse you? You're going to get decked in the mouth by some parent, by you say that to the wrong person who just lost their child, or mother or father, or somebody they was extremely close to.
Maybe even their best friend, that they were close to.
While they're sitting there praying for God to save them and do everything else. But then they sitting here reading, and then after they died, they still praying because they believe that Jesus raised a person named Lazarus, who was already decaying from the dead, which is on the ancient Kemet walls of Horus doing already 6,000 years ago before the Bible came about.
Before Jesus was even thought of, so.
Yeah, so, I mean, as you can see here, mixing the two is terrible. Go ahead. I think jumped in front of you. My bad.
I think that trying to make spirituality Christian friendly, it is bad. I think that, I think that it doesn't, like, spirituality is not a religion. It's not. It is something that is free. It is natural. It is you getting in touch with your spirit. A lot of people go to church because, they're trying to get in touch with their spirit, and to understand it and what they're doing here. But people don't find that when they go to church. I mean, the most you're going to hear is, oh, well, you're supposed to be able to serve God, but then they never tell you how you're supposed to do it. They tell you what they want you to do, but not really what your specific purpose is, because you notice that churches will always say the same purpose or thing to everybody, but they will never be specific, and everybody has a different purpose to be here,
right.
And they actually do. And it's, their purpose is in line with that of whatever it is that your higher self, embodied in third dimension to have you to do, experiences they want you to learn and stuff like that. It's not just something where what the church says, or whatever, because they tell everybody the same bullshit, everybody's different. Everybody has a different purpose, you know. And with spirituality, you can feel free, and everybody can find their way differently. That's why it takes people different methods to do stuff like lucid dream or astral project, to open their third eye, or to go into, you know, whatever spiritual practice they want to. Everybody has a different path because, you know, everybody is different, you know, and it's okay for you to be different. Now, the one thing we ran into an occasion with spirituality, like where a spiritual person trying to make to make it Christian friendly, because we had an intuitive development class. This is a class where we were basically in the class to try to learn about our intuitive gifts or psychic gifts and get in touch with our higher selves and different things like that. That's what we were there to do, you know. Or get some insight on how to get, you know, closer to, you know, our purpose and everything else or whatever. And so the class, basically, we had an instructor. She's a Reiki master. She's been, you know, doing stuff with, you know, tarot cards and all different types of stuff for the past 20 years and stuff like that. She's been doing this for a while. And basically, she constantly has references to God. And, you know, that she would say, she says, like, in everyday life, you know, when she's in conversation or when she's in class, you know, and she refers to God. And I think that that's her attempt to try to make spirituality Christian friendly, you know. And unfortunately, that's not good, because it makes, you know, it doesn't do anything for the real truth behind it, that this is not associated with Christianity.
It's just like how when you go to YouTube and you type in Reiki Practitioner Course Lesson 1 and then Reiki Level 1, Reiki Practitioner Course 1, 2, and then Master. If you type those in, you're going to see them go through the slides and they're going to have Bible quotes. It's like, why are you having that? Because it's like you're trying to make that or validate that stuff with Christian stuff, with the Bible stuff, which isn't good. It was never opposed on people in a good way. It's always with, you know, murder or rape and torture and genocide and all that stuff. Okay, there was been, you know, people got their heads chopped off or they didn't believe in it. You know, it was given to Indians, you know, and then they got a new Bible. They were saying that they were the ones that killed Jesus. And so therefore they gave up their land to the white people. Okay, they gave up their land to the Europeans or whoever, the Greeks, I guess. And that's how they got them to give up their land. Yeah. But this stuff isn't a good thing to add with spirituality, because their spirituality is freedom. Don't add something that's bondage with it, because you know what that's going to do? All that's going to do is make them think, oh shit, I'm sinning. Oh shit, I'm caught. There's Bible verses here. It must be Jesus trying to talk to me through the screen. It must be God trying to talk to me through the Bible, because now there's Bible quotes here and they know I'm sinning.
Yeah, and I think it does not, there is no freedom in that. You know, people need to tell, basically, use spirituality in the way that it's supposed to be, represent in the way it's supposed to be. Don't try to make it comfortable. Let people know it's something different. It's not Christianity or associated with it. It is different. Same way I was talking about our teacher, she kept referring to God. Well, you know, I guess she's doing that because she wants to have students, you know, attract even Christian students into the class and try to make it Christian friendly so she can make more money. No, you be honest up front about what it is. Okay, well, this is not relating to Christianity. This is talking about your soul. This is talking about, you know, the energy you have and the gifts that you get from your birthright and stuff. This is talking about this stuff or whatever, stuff that is natural, stuff that anybody can access if they want to. You know, this is what this is about. This is a experience of you being free and, you know, developing your purpose or whatever. This is what this is about. This is not, you know, saying the word God. For people who hear that, if they're a Christian, they might be scared to death. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the Bible says fear God, fear God, fear God all the time. You know, and so people think something bad is going to happen. Yeah, people get that lovey feeling when it comes to they only get the lovey feeling about Jesus.
I had abusers that I feared. Never loved them though. I've had abusers that I feared. Didn't respect them either. So having fear for somebody, it doesn't mean that you respect them. Having fear for something doesn't mean that you love them. Just letting you know that.
Yeah, and the thing with Jesus, people like to make the story of Jesus seem like it is Jesus is a not the what the hell is it, like good cop and God's the bad cop kind of thing or something, and it's one of those things where people try to make it feel good and seem good with Jesus.
Yeah, with Jesus. But the issue is that if you read that Bible and it's got all these fucked up things in it about what it do to children, what it do to infants, what it does to firstborn sons, what it does to women, especially women, what it does to people, what it even does to animals that don't got anything to do, what he does to innocent people. Remember this: you rock with a person named Jesus, who rocks with the person that did all that horrible shit to the people in the Bible. So, if you die, okay, like how it was with Egypt before Christianity was invented, how Anubis is going to be there when you die to take you to a person named Osiris. Okay, so now after they stole that and they changed the characters' names from Jesus to God. So when you die, it will be Jesus who waits there after you die. But where he's going to take you? He's going to take you to God. The same motherfucker who was fucking up everybody in that book and innocent people who didn't do nothing and innocent babies. And giving women away to men and stuff and giving them wives, lots of wives. But I don't see why y'all get so upset about the whole multiple wives thing. It's obvious. It's in the Bible.
Yeah, it is. That? Several times.
God gives multiple wives to different men all the time.
He did to Solomon, so I mean.
So I don't know what you're talking about that. So if you add that stuff to spirituality, you're gonna end up with problems, and people's gonna not feel comfortable. You're gonna lose views. You're gonna have people leave, and you're not gonna understand why. It's because you don't go to church, but you're using Bible quotes. You don't have the indoctrination and the scariness and the feeling like shit upon you. They do. Okay.
Yeah, and I think there is the thing with also, I think too that they try to do with trying to make it Christian friendly. I think it takes away from the power and the beauty of spirituality. It takes away it standing on its own and being something good for people to look forward to and stuff. Because spirituality, everybody's free, and this, and I don't know if you guys have interacted with people who are spiritual and that they are, working towards spiritual awakening, or already had it or opened their third eye or whatever. But people who are spiritual, they tend to be loving people, nice people, they tend to be that way. Christian people, well, they tend to be mean and nasty and everything
unless
else.
They're in a group. They make it look good when they're in a group, though.
Oh yeah, when you're, those church service, like the church services, they'll do a really good job of
act like they got the Holy Ghost and everything. Act like they got the Holy Ghost and saying all that stuff. Let me tell you, the most disappointing thing is that when you go to church and they say the reason that then they, you're not filled with the Holy Spirit, but they are, and there's power in the Holy Spirit. That means that God is moving through you. If God is moving through you when you are doing that whole Holy Ghost tongue stuff and the dancing around, why aren't their prayers getting answered? That happened to her, and I was there at the church, praying for a job, praying for her to get something, and she did her due diligence, got a bachelor's degree, the whole nine.
Yeah.
So what do you think how she's gonna feel? How do you think she would feel going to spirituality and she can't get away from Christianity, which she knows don't work? What's that gonna make her feel? That's gonna make her feel like, well, fuck, even spirituality shit don't work. And yes, I curse a lot. I'm free of Christianity. I don't have to be all quiet and everything like that because I'm 28 and I can do what I want to do, whenever I want to do, how I want to do. And that's
we
the
live
way
on
it
our
is
own place. We don't live with our parents. We live our own place. So
yeah, and I'll tell you right now, when it came to almost getting evicted, I had a donation page, and not a motherfucker one Christian donated, not $1. But they telling you to donate all the time to them, motherfucking time, and that's why I cuss for it. I cuss because finding jobs, finding jobs was really freaking hard, and it's hard as hell, and spirituality is hard too. And I also feel like myself feels like that I feel like that even white people stole that. And it's
Yeah,
hard.
it can.
I feel like
It
that
can.
even.
It can feel like does feel like that when it comes to like people talking about the law of attraction or something. And we've tried some different things
We
with the
tried
law of
that.
attraction.
We tried what you call it. You got the tantric sex heart hold, or the Anchor energy. You tried that. Try the law of attraction through that. Try the law of attraction through meditation. Try the meditation through money. Try the money draw candles. Yes, it's about money all the time because that's what we're in the most crisis for. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
with the jobs and I already tried Christianity. I already tried that. I already tried prayer. I already tried donating. I already tried tithing. Matter of fact, when I tried tithing, I lost the best job that I had the moment after I tithed because I was supposed to, God was supposed to bless me, and I didn't get blessed at all. My best blessing was stripped from me, and I haven't been able to catch up since then. So there you go.
Yeah, and so that's just basic proof when people say, well, Christianity or whatever. Now, with spirituality, yeah, we tried the law of attraction, didn't work. It seems more like, it basically seems more like the law of attraction works for white people. I'm not trying to put it in like a racist term, but it does. It seems like it does work for white people.
But then again, it's always has. Prayers work for them because things just work for them because they don't have that oppression on them.
The system is set up for white people, honestly. So
yeah, I mean, it's the Caesar
system.
It is what it is.
It is, it is because they say their prayers are answered because they'll get a job out of nowhere. They'll get easily get a loan out of nowhere. They can start a business out of nowhere, and people think they're more reputable than say a black person who started something.
If you don't believe us, go to Facebook, go to those job groups, and go find when a person says looking for a person to get hired, serious applicants only, blah blah blah. Go look and see the comments for the black people, and see how many people are offering them jobs when they're saying, "How about me? How about me?" And then look at when a white person pops up.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're gonna see so many.
I've seen that
contact
too.
Me, contact me.
I've seen that too. Basically, I actually seen that on Facebook. There was this lady. So I've seen two cases. There was a black chick looking for a job or whatever, and then there was a white chick looking for a job. The black chick, they'll say stuff like, "Oh, well, they're hiring at They might say something like, you may not get very many comments. You might get some people, oh, try this place, oh, try that place, or apply, go on to try Indeed, or do whatever. They'll say that. But there was an occasion for this white lady where I saw that there was this young white chick. And what happened was that she said she was looking for a job and she wants this kind of hours and looking for this kind of pay or whatever. And so what I saw is that there was a bunch of comments under her post, and basically it was comments where people were talking about, oh, well, I'm hiring for this, this position, or contact me for this, or contact me for that, or, oh, I know somebody who will hire you, and all this other kind of stuff. Just straight giving this chick, like, straight up, I'm not going to say leads, but giving her, like, direct contact to, either the person was a hiring manager or they knew somebody that was a hiring manager was going to give this chick a job right, straight out the gate. You know what I'm saying? And because she was looking for something or whatever. But when it came to the black person, nobody ever said anything for the black chick. They just told her to apply online or whatever. This white chick got the comments where, hiring managers comment, like commenting and trying to get her in for, hire her right away and stuff like that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it just is what it is. When you're, and there is the thing with when you're black and you're approaching spirituality and you're white approaching it, for white people, yeah, it's going to seem like it works, for you because, you'll attract these things because the system works for you better. A black person trying spirituality, like Ann and I have tried things with spirituality. Yeah, we're still in spirituality because it is free and we're getting to learn how things are and stuff like that, whatever. But the thing is, for us, it does seem tough when we're trying stuff like the law of attraction to see if it actually works. But we see, white people talking about how it works and how they got this and that or whatever and stuff. But, a black person trying it is going to be different.
I don't feel like that's actually anything to do with spirituality. It's just another disappointing thing because you'll also hear people will post stuff, well, every time I pray for something, my prayers always answered. yeah, like I said, mixing the spirituality with Christianity, it's not a good thing, because then you got people that's, because sometimes Christianity doesn't even, I mean, sometimes spirituality, some of the stuff doesn't work for some people.
Yeah, it
But
doesn't.
but it's that type of stuff's always worked for people. That's not the law of attraction. It's
Yeah.
just always worked. It's just that you kicked in and started doing stuff that a black person does to get somewhere, because a black person has to put in a whole lot more work. So when you're white and you're putting in as much work as a black person's putting in, of course it's going to seem like law of attraction is working for you.
Of course it is,
because it actually would, because you're trying as hard as a black person. So now that you're really trying hard, of course you're going to start getting them out of nowhere like crazy, because that's how hard we got to work, to try to get somewhere. And that's not the law of attraction. That's just the way stuff is set up for you. Okay? Talk about other stuff instead of the law of attraction all the freaking time. Let's talk about that third eye.
Talk manifesting
Talk
and
about
stuff.
your astral projection trips. Talk about your lucid dreaming trips. What method did you use? How did you do it? Talk about those things. Because I tell you what, damn, like, can we at least get the shit that's free? Can we at least be able to achieve stuff that's not cost money? Like astral projection, like lucid dreaming, like freaking
opening your
third eye,
yeah.
like feeling energy, like having a kundalini awakening. Like let's talk about these things, the spiritual stuff that's Christians would find is a demon or is of hell, because Christianity, you got to pay for your blessings anyway. You got to put money in the pot and pay for your blessings anyway, because God's not going to bless you if you don't. What it say? Money is root. Jesus say money is the root of all evil. But then he's going to ask you for the shit every Sunday. And if you don't got it, he'll put a curse on you. See what I'm saying? Like, that's not good.
I think also something with spiritual people trying to make spirituality Christian friendly. I noticed something. So I'll go on YouTube for meditations and stuff, and I'll notice that they'll have some guided meditations, and they'll talk about you should say a prayer to, or whatever, say a prayer to archangel or something or whatever, and this is a meditation. But then the thing is that Christians don't meditate. It's not in the it's not in the Bible. So why are you putting, and that, see, if they're trying to put something Christian friendly into the meditation, because they think, oh, well, I'll get more views if I get Christians thinking, oh, this is part of Christianity, or ties in and it's harmful or something. But to me, archangels, it doesn't exist, because in the Bible it doesn't exist to me. So it doesn't.
Well, she's not.
I'm just being
if y'all
serious.
want to look at her and look at the video sideways, I agree with her. She's not wrong. We finding dinosaur bones. We finding bones, and we're finding artifacts of Greece, Greek, ancient Kemet, Egyptian. Nobody.
Ancient China too.
Yeah. What about all these civilizations they're supposed to be in? How do you make up a Bible about Egypt and you don't talk about how the Sphinx was made, or how the Great Pyramid was made?
Oh yeah,
red fucking flag. People.
The Sphinx is amazing. Like
that's
the oldest. One of the oldest.
800,000 years old that they dated it. If you don't believe me, type it in. Sphinx, 800,000 years old, dated. Type it in.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing that it's that old, and this 800,000 years old is before before the Bible.
And the Bible is trying to tell you that the Earth is only 6,000 years old.
But it's actually older. It's billions of years older than what they say.
Come on.
So the thing is like, of course, nobody knows what was going on when the Earth was first created. And this is the thing that I have, which is the trouble when it comes to the creation story of the Bible. Basically, because nobody was there, no person was alive to say what happened. Nobody's seen God make, let there be light and stuff like that or whatever. Nobody was there. But the Bible does have a loophole when it says that, what did he say? I think God went over the waters or something, like the waters were already there. That means he didn't create the water or the earth itself. He didn't create it. So somebody else did before that. But nobody was there beforehand. So the thing is, people need to use like the logic with Christianity.
Like anybody that reads Isaiah verse 7 about how God created evil, I the Lord create evil, I the Lord do all these things, and then they see Bible quotes in Reiki stuff or Bible quotes dealing with whatever spirituality that they're going into, shamanism, if they see that, they're going to think it's evil too. Because they already read, they read the Bible for themselves and saw that in Isaiah 45 and verse 7 about how God created evil. They're going to be like, well then, what the hell? Like, I mean, they probably might be awoken from that a bit, and they're willing to try other stuff because it's like, well, if that's the case, all these damn problems people blaming on Satan, and it ain't even Satan. It's God. He created evil in the first place. Because remember, evil already existed. God already created evil. Because Adam and Eve, that wasn't anything. They couldn't disobey. They didn't have anything about obedience or disobedience because they would have to have an understanding of good and evil. And the only way to get that understanding, was to eat from the knowledge of good and evil. Evil already existed. That was just the knowledge of it.
It was already.
Which, by the way, they shouldn't have got punished for doing that because the Bible says we suffer from the lack of knowledge. So as you see, you will be racking your brain with this Christian stuff. So don't add it to spirituality, please.
Yeah, and please. Don't add it to that. And also, there was another example of something where people use. Okay, so I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with synchronicities, like you see 11:11. Everybody loves 11:11. It's their favorite synchronicity ever. And, another synchronicity would be like 10:10 or, 2:2 or whatever. Or, just, any synchronicity. And basically, people will say, and I've seen this on these Facebook groups that I'm part of, they'll say, one thing with synchronicities is people are always taking pictures of them. And I'm like, well, you were just sitting there waiting to take a picture of it.
They be sitting there like, I just saw the synchronicity. And it would be like 9:57 a.m. And they sitting there showing a clock of 11:11. And I was sitting there looking at the time they posted it. And looking at the picture that they posted. And I was sitting there like, it ain't 11:11. You submitted this shit. And so 9:57.
Yeah, so you had the idea of doing it the whole time. I mean, honestly, the thing with synchronicities is synchronicities are good, but they are meant to be something for you. If you want to share it with people, cool, but don't constantly be sharing it, as though, like it is over and over again, because you're going to start to make it seem like it's just, if everybody's doing it, there's no significance. And people don't know synchronicities are speaking specifically to you. There's something where the universe is speaking to you, your higher self is speaking to you, your spirit guide may be speaking to you. And they're speaking to you, trying to get you to understand this message, but you don't understand it because you're too busy caught up in trying to fucking post a picture of a fucking synchronicity, rather than trying to get an understanding of the meaning. Now, I can understand somebody says, well, hey, I seen this synchronicity and, 333, and I don't understand what this is. What are you guys' thoughts about it? I can see if you're saying that, but if you're just fucking posting pictures of synchronicities, that shit gets fucking old as, as dirt, So,
if you're sitting there posting Bible quotes and stuff like that to people who seek in spirituality, do you know a lot of people who was in the adoption centers, okay, they had to be adopted. And then when they get into Christianity and they find out how when Jesus was born and there was Jesus and everything with him, and how they basically just disowned his mom.
Yeah, he did. It's in the Bible where he basically, there's the part in the Bible where Jesus was somewhere. I guess he was around a bunch of people, a crowd of people. And one of the disciples said to him, "Oh, your mother and your brothers have come to see you. Should I tell them that you're going to, visit with them or whatever?" And what ends up happening is Jesus says, well, no, I'm not going to talk to them. I don't associate with them or whatever, because they are not, the faith or whatever. That's what they're saying. But the thing with Jesus where he fucked up at is the fact that if it wasn't for his mother, he wouldn't fucking be here to begin with. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how the hell he was going to nourish himself if not for his mom, and she ain't carry his ass. You know what I'm saying? But, that's just the thing. People don't think about the fact that your mother carries you.
Right. So, and then you got Jesus telling people to give up your whole family and come with him. And those who look back towards their family are not fit for the faith. Imagine a spiritual place, a spiritual conscious community that's supposed to be there for you where the Christians and religions is not. Posting that Bible stuff like that about family, about leaving your family. And you got people in the adoption centers who has grown up enough to leave the adoption centers and live on their own with a job or whatnot, coming seeking freedom. And they see Bible quotes when and they've already been attacked by the Christians and attacked by the indoctrination of leaving your family and things like that. And the whole time they was in that stuff, they wanted a family. That will break their heart.
Yeah, it definitely would do that, And I think, what else was I going to say about, oh, yes, synchronicity.
So, like I said, another bad example of mixing spirituality with Christian stuff.
Oh, well,
can't make it Christian friendly because Christianity is not friendly.
With the synchronicity, I forgot what I was. Oh yeah, with the synchronicity. So, what people will say when people are searching for a meaning of a synchronicity is that so they'll post on the Facebook group, "Hey, what is the synchronicity? I saw this and stuff. What does this mean?" And people will say, "Oh well, it's an angel number," and and they'll kind of like link the people to this page about angel numbers and this and that other. Okay. Now here's the thing. Why is it called angel numbers? Because they're trying to make synchronicities Christian friendly. They're trying to make it something to get the Christian people in with it and stuff like that's what they're trying to do. But they have nothing to do with each other. One is natural, synchronicities are natural. Christianity is unnatural, something that was created.
What are you going to get? Like, it's different. Okay, when you're like, what are you going to get from bringing Christians towards your spiritual stuff? What are you going to get? Money? No, you don't have a collection plate. Like, they have a benefit of doing that because they get money from people. Okay, they get indoctrinate people. They make people feel like shit, make people feel like dirt, enough to donate money to them all the time, and then they get money from that. Okay, celebrities go to jail, so do preachers. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, celebrities have mansions, so do preachers. Celebrities have expensive cars, so do preachers. They're like one and the same. So the thing is that what you have is them trying to get Christians or make it acceptable. It's like they're trying to reach out to Christians in a way and trying to make it acceptable. Like, see, this is Christian. See, this got Christian stuff in it. You're safe doing this stuff. It's like you don't have to get their approval.
You don't have to appease these people.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. When they are free, they'll come to you. You don't have a benefit.
What that means to me is that it basically means to me that they themselves are not comfortable with being spiritual and speaking about it and separating the two.
It's like,
you can't, and this is what I was talking about with the intuitive development class and when I was saying, like, this is a great class and everything, but the problem is that people who are Christian, they're going to, draw conclusions thinking that this is something relating to Christianity.
Yeah, they don't want no part of that. That's the whole thing. They're leaving that. They're searching for a way out of that. They feel trapped. They feel fucked up. They feel like they can't escape. They can't be themselves. That's one of the worst feelings. Here you are born. You see all these different people of all these different types of people inventing all these things. You got people that, maybe Christians, maybe wasn't, inventing laptops and a monitor to watch YouTube on, a computer, a freaking cell phone. The people that don't believe in science and physics, but you won't be able to watch or talk on Facebook or watch YouTube videos on a computer screen or talk on your phone without science or physics, so you can find truth in it. So when a person is telling you stuff about science and physics and stuff,
which is spirituality.
With spirituality. But when you're a Christian, you're saying, no, that's not true. It's not from the Bible, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, well, stop using stuff that's related to it.
Yeah.
Go out in the wilderness and go and live, but don't depend on the weather. Don't depend on that stuff. Don't do any of it. Just try to say, just pray to God and Jesus for that and see what happens.
Yeah. Matter of fact, if you really want to put the whole blind faith, open up your spam folder sign up and totally fill out every single application that said you won a whole bunch of money.
Yeah.
And fill it all the way out. Even if it says put your social security on there, all that. Because you follow blind faith. Now, I wouldn't recommend this for anybody. But since you got the juice, you got a personal relationship with God. You do. Okay? Then that stuff must be God sending you some money. You've prayed. There it is. It appeared in your spam folder. So go ahead and use that blind faith. Don't use knowledge. Don't use what's previously happened to people. Because they didn't have God. They didn't have Jesus. That was
Oh yeah,
Satan.
so don't mess with that stuff.
So go ahead and use that blind faith. Don't use that knowledge. Now that knowledge, that personal experience that they had, don't believe that shit. Just use that blind faith.
Use that tunnel vision.
That tunnel vision. Where you don't see nothing here, you don't see nothing here, and it's all you see. And you go there. And you sign up for all those monies. All those you won millions of dollars and sign them all the way out. And hope that that blind faith keeps you safe from being hacked, keeps you safe from having all of those different things where they steal your identity.
Yeah, and they call your phone and it doesn't stop ringing or anything like that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Strange people calling you and all this stuff.
Test your blind faith.
Mm-hmm.
See if it's real. Pray about it first, the right way. 2 or more people in the name of Jesus. You know, say those different Bible verses. You know, even post them. Before you do this, you're gonna do it the right way. And now see if it works. See if you win that money. Do it the right way. Now, if you done did it the right way and it don't work, and your life goes to shambles after using blind faith, now you know this shit fake.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that they try to use. I know we saw it in our Reiki class with where they tried to say the guy who created Reiki.
Oh, Dr. Usui or whatever?
Yeah, they tried to say that he was a Christian.
A Christian minister, but he wasn't.
Yeah, he wasn't. They just tried to throw that shit in there and stuff, which... Why try to throw... He's a minister. What the fuck is that? Like, to me, I don't... Why?
Because they want to steal something else that's good. So that they can use it, and they can use the power and use the gifts for themselves. So then, that way, make it evil, you know, to the rest of the world while they keep all the gifts and the power and the spirituality themselves. Like, mixing the two was terrible. But, is there anything else you want to say? Because I think I'm done.
I don't know if there's anything else that they try to use. I just think that other than trying to use it in meditation and synchronicities and, you know, just trying to do whatever they can to spread stuff of it or whatever. It's weird, though, because I think even churches are trying to use meditation now, which is weird.
I don't believe in that stuff.
Yeah, because I saw this posting for this church, and they said that they're having a meditation or something on their...
That's supposed to be of the devil, that's Satan and everything else. Which is why, you know, what Jesus said. He say, you yourselves don't go in. You yourselves do not let others go in. You don't allow others to go in within yourselves for meditation.
Yeah, because you're looking for something external to show up and reveal itself to you so that you can, you know, say that it's real or something.
Now, I was a Christian and Christianity was imposed upon me in fucked up ways, so I can't talk on the behalf of Quran. I can't talk on behalf of Allah and, you know, the
Buddhism or Hinduism.
I can't talk on behalf of that.
Or any of the other religions. Yeah, because religion-wise, there's, 4,199 religions outside of Christianity.
Right.
And stuff. But
and if you're atheist, I believe it's 4,200.
Yeah, if you're atheist.
You're pretty much still an atheist.
But you're still indoctrinated by Christianity.
If you still believe in 400, 100, and 4,199.
But atheists are still indoctrinated by it, though, too. They still are.
Atheists?
Yeah, because they still believe in the Christian stuff. Because you remember a friend of yours is an atheist, but he still knows Bible stuff or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And he still does stuff like Christians, like watch the news and shit. So.
Oh, yeah. They're heavily ingrained into the Matrix.
Yeah. But, I guess that's pretty much it, though, that I can think of that they're trying to use to incorporate, try to mix the two, which they shouldn't, because if they do, then...
Like I said, it's not a good thing to mix Christianity in with spirituality because they're coming to spirituality for spiritual freedom, not to still feel like they're being washed or they're in bondage or they're going to go to hell, or to feel like, oh, well, there's a Bible cult here, so there must be God talking to me, and He knows what I'm doing, and I'm sinning, and I'm gonna go to hell, and yeah.
Yeah, none of that bullshit. So yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video.
Thanks for watching. I'm sorry, I got up. I'm thirsty.
But if we find anything else, then we'll, definitely make a video about it or something like that, or whatever. And this is going on both our channels, so
yeah.
Because my channel is Butterfly Spirit 314, and his is
Wonder Hero, of course.
Yeah, because we'll talk more about it because the fact that they're trying to throw Christianity, trying to combine spirituality and Christianity, it's not working. It's not. If you open the Bible up seriously and you read about what it says about people with oracles and prophets and dream interpretation, all this stuff that they say is evil and stuff, but yet the kings and all the people in the Bible are using, like Daniel, for example, he interpreted dreams, and God sent Daniel. So what the hell is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that? And with Adam and Eve, were sent out the garden because they wanted to get a little bit of knowledge, right?
Right.
But then again, in the Bible, it also talks in a further part of the Bible. It talks about how important knowledge is and how it's almost equated to like almost as valuable as money. So and it's gonna sustain your life.
And how we suffer from the lack of knowledge. But when they go to try to go get some knowledge, they get punished, and everybody comes after it gets punished. Mental abuse. Being told to do something, and then when you do it, you get punished for it. Mental abuse.
Yeah, but thank you guys for watching.
Thank y'all for watching.
We'll see you later.
See you later. Bye-bye.